Are you ready? The Kornelia Stephanie Show, Wake Up to Love, your call to action. Join Kornelia as she empowers others to live heaven on earth. Kornelia teaches listeners how to be the authority over yourself, embracing your inner guru. Feel yourself uplifted into limitless expansion, integrating ease and grace in a changing world. This show will cover topics such as unconditional love, your physical body, how to be in extraordinary relationships, create financial and emotional wealth, embracing entrepreneurship in the new earth. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Kornelia Stephanie Show. It's an honor and a pleasure to be with you, as always. I love doing the stories of hope. And we have a wonderful guest that we're going to be introducing you to here in just a moment. There are some technical difficulties, and he's going to be joining us here in just about 5 minutes or so. I'm just going to introduce him already and prepare the place so that when he comes in, I will have already introduced him. You will already know what we're going to be talking about with him. And then he can surprise us with even a little bit more. So let's take a look at Lad Mandiola. He is talented, 25-year experience, technical and marketing graphic designer, 15-year real estate investor, franchise owner, innovator, product designer, product manufacturer, multi-patent and trademark owner, and an online e-commerce business owner. This guy's pretty busy. He's done a lot of things. One of Lad's greatest strengths is networking. And I would say that is a really great strength, especially right now for leading edge entrepreneurs. And so that is a welcome skill, is to be able to network and talk about your product and connect with people. Lad refers to this as his superpower. If you were to ask his associates about him, they would tell you they admire his resolve, determination, and perseverance. He started his company, Renew, N-U, Tech Solutions, LLC, growing it from a startup to $10,000 in sales, and then he jumped over to $100,000 in sales in less than 4 years. That's quite an accomplishment. He now owns and operates Multiple Stream Solutions, LLC. He knows what it is to struggle and making painful mistakes and overcoming them. So I'm so delighted to have him on the Stories of Hope. He's going to be here shortly, and he's only going to be on for a few minutes. So I'm going to have to ask him to nail it in about 5 minutes. But before we go any further, all of you entrepreneurs out there that are looking for a community and networking opportunity for you to be featured inside the Kornelia Stephanie Media Group app, download the app on your phone. Go to KS Media, MEDIA Group at the App Store or at the Play Store. You'll see KS Media Group, and it's got my logo. It's got the tree there, and download the app on your phone and create your free account. And what you're going to see when you type in, when you go under directories, what you're going to see is you're going to see all of the influencers, the world's best leading influencers in their field. So people that are inspiring you to create and live your best life, right? Everything is about what it is that we're building today. And we developed and featured this app so that we can bring you the world's best and that you don't have to go all over the place. Everybody is so busy doing so much work out there that it's just nice to have a one-stop shop to go to, and then you don't have to look all over the place for people that will support you in your one-stop shop experience. So don't wait, get your app now. And for those of you that love listening to podcasts like this, we also have a section in the app under podcasts, under directories. You can see world's best influencers and podcasts. And I invite you to join us there. And so Lad is here. So I'm looking forward to meeting you, Lad. Come on in. We've already introduced you and all your amazing superpowers.
Okay, fantastic. Oh, I apologize. Something happened here with my camera. So I am going to correct that. Please forgive me.
No problem. No problem. Thank God we know how to flow. All right.
See here. Give me one moment.
Okay. So, at the end of this hour, we're going to have, no, it's actually at the end of this half an hour, we're going to have the Crooked Climb. So be sure you stay here and watch the Crooked Climb with Denise Stiegel and Suzanne Taylor King. And I know that they're going to inspire you. Everything to do with nutrition and a healthy way to live. So, welcome to the show, Lad.
Thank you so much. My apologies. Camera wasn't working fine. So technology, right?
Yeah, when it works great, and when it doesn't work, we get challenged, and then we go from there. So I went ahead and introduced you. I talked about what it is that you've done. You've done a lot of incredible things, with from graphic designing to patent marketing to marketing and marketing your business. You started several businesses, and now you are uh, really well known in your superpowers, and that is networking.
Yeah.
And talk to us about that. Talk to us about, why is it that people say that's one of your superpowers, networking?
It's funny. I just was talking to a friend of mine about this today. You know, even during this pandemic situation that we went through,
Yep,
and
yep.
I just look at how vitally important it really is for us to stay connected. We are social beings. And I think sometimes we can miss out on understanding that to its full capacity. And, some people pride themselves on being an introvert. And I think, to me, the kind of mindset that you develop, and that's one of the things I teach in my course. That's the first thing I do, is about mindset, minding your mind, and really exploring areas that might be a challenge to you initially, but then become a part of who you are. Because I never realized that it was my superpower to network with people, but that's just the nature of who I am. I need to be around people, to learn from them, to watch what they're doing. You know, People, I guess they can call me a most it all, like, it all. And I call it a most it all. I know most things, a little bit about a lot of little things. So I'm able to be efficient in what I do. I can fix a refrigerator if I watch a YouTube video, or I can build a computer when I watch 5 or 10 videos on how it's done. But I really try to learn, when it comes to people, in that same fashion, what can I learn from their personality, from their character, that I can implement and become a part of my own? And I know that part of that, there's something that they have that I don't. That's the thing that drives me to be
Mm,
close to people,
mm,
because I'm learning as I'm growing in the relationship building. And I don't think that people see networking as a vitally important thing, because I say, well, there's the other aspect of, you don't know everything. And even though I walk around like a most at all, maybe I should coin the phrase.
yeah,
I realize that I can't be John Wayne and think I can do it all on my own,
yeah.
that I need other people's talents so I can grow and scale. And that's how I did this with my business.
Mm,
And I think that goes with life and everything else. If there's something I can't meet, even with my teens life, because, my kids are now teens and they're growing into adulthood, as young men, because I have 2 boys, one that's going to be turning 16 here, in a few days. And then we have
oh,
another one that's going to be turning 18 by next year. And he's a senior in high school.
wow.
I look at that and I say, to me, if there's something I can't meet, a need of, and take that dad hat off to try to be something for them relationally that I hope that I can be, then I'm going to find somebody who can. And that's a part of that networking. That's a part of, you can't be an expert at everything either. And
Yeah.
you need other people and their talents to be able to bring that together.
Yeah.
So,
And that's really, really stellar advice. That it's, I mean, I'd love to even see everything that you just said on a graphic and really put that out there. We definitely want to network with you. So we're going to be setting up another appointment with you to talk to you about being featured in our World's Best Influencer app. And so
okay.
Ashley will be reaching out to you to make an appointment, definitely for sure. So I would like to let the audience know where they can find you and look up your information. Would they like to network with you? So
Okay.
give us your social media, because then we're going to go to a break. I know this is just a short time,
I
and
know.
yeah. So that's just how it goes. Give us your social media and let's let the audience know where they can network with you.
Okay. If you'd like to find out where I'm at, you can get on my website. It is Lad Mandiola. It's LADMANDIOLA
That's
.com. All
yeah.
right. It's actually spelled the way it's pronounced, Mandiola.
Yeah.
So, but you get on there, ladmandiola.com, or if you'd like, get on Facebook. Just type in facebook.com/, and I'm going to spell out the name. It's LADISLAO .Mandiola, MANDIOLA. So, or if you'd like to, just get on Google and just type in Lad Mandiola. There's not too many of me around, so I'll be
Yeah.
easy to find. So,
Well, I love everything you said. I love what you've done, and we'll definitely be seeing you again. So expect, communication from us. I love that what you talked about, that we need each other and that we need people. And really this is the time for us to come together and co-create and network and support each other to thrive in our new earth.
yes, thank you very much for having me. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate this deeply. Thank you.
Good. Good. Okay. Thank you so much, Lad. Thank you for coming on. And we will take a break and we'll be right back on the Cornelia Stephanie Show. Welcome back to the Cornelia Stephanie Show, everyone. I'm so excited to introduce you to our next guest. His name is Paul Forchione. I love that name too. Paul was born with cerebral palsy, being born with cerebral palsy, and it was so severe that doctors told his mom that he would never be able to walk. Thank goodness for a wonderful mom and a great mindset. That wasn't his story. He was able to overcome it and is now able to live a very active life. It wasn't easy to get to that point. Today, as a mindset coach, Paul shares his story with his clients to help them rewrite their own stories to go after their true dreams and desires. Paul Fortune, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I was excited to come on.
Wow, that's incredible. So let's give so much kudos to your mom, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Without my mom, I wouldn't be walking today. She was my voice at such a young age because I didn't have a voice at the time. She was my voice.
So so when what take us to the age where your mom was told this story.
Sure. So when I was born, I wasn't moving the right side of my body very much. And naturally, my mother was very concerned about this. So she took me to the doctors to get some testing done. And it did indeed come back that I suffered from cerebral palsy. And the first doctor, like you read on my bio, told my mom that I would never be able to walk. And it would be a good idea when I got to a certain age to get me ready to be in a wheelchair because that was my life going forward. And I
Oh,
talked to my mom about this, obviously years later. And obviously that night when she got that diagnosis from the doctor, I mean, she cried herself to sleep thinking what was my boy going to do the rest of his life, how hard it was going to be. And she told me when she woke up the next morning and she got me ready for the day, I looked at her, if to tell her, don't let this be my story, mom. And that mama bear raged inside of her, and she was on a mission. It wasn't a hope. It was going to happen. She was going to do whatever it took for me to walk. So she got a second opinion, third opinion, fourth opinion, fifth opinion, found a physician willing to help. And with this physician's help and me doing physical therapy 5, 6 times a week and my mom's unrelentless attitude, I was able to walk at age 3.
That's such an incredible story. You were able to walk at age 3
Yes, I
because
was.
of that. And
Yeah,
you've been walking ever since?
absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So your mom cried herself to sleep that night, and the next morning you looked at her, and that was like the two of you coming together
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
rewriting that story. And then she went after it and was like, get out of my way. That's not going to happen. Curious about, did you have a dad that was there? Your mom was by herself?
Yeah, my dad was in the picture at the time. He was obviously at work a lot of the times, but um, what the great thing about my dad was my mom would have different ideas of what she should do to help me, and my dad was always like, "Yeah, let's do it." He never stood in her way. Said, "Okay, yeah, let's try it." We were trying all kinds of different things. So yeah, he was a big part of my life as well.
Well, that's good because it sounds like, it sounds like your father was in support of what your mother wanted to do. So she had the vision, she had this is what we're going to do. And dad came in to support. That's very blessed because she already had all the odds against her anyway,
Yeah.
right? And then to have that support, it just takes one person to believe, as I'm sure you know, in the
Yeah.
coaching, helping other people, because nowadays that's what you're doing now. You are helping other people overcome life sentences of whatever it is,
Yeah.
right? Of
Yeah.
whatever the story is, and you're showing them that they can achieve whatever it is that they want to achieve. What is it specifically that you focus on in your coaching with your coaching work?
Well, it's all kind of varied. I think that when I first started into the realm of coaching, I wasn't getting any attraction, getting any clients or any of that nature. And the real reason about it, I learned about a year into it what the issue was. How do I expect other people to be vulnerable with me if I'm not vulnerable with them? See, talking about having cerebral palsy, I wanted to bury that story because all through growing up, all I wanted to do was fit in. I didn't want to stand out. I didn't want any special treatment. I just wanted to be treated like everybody else. But I thought to myself, the only way I'm going to get traction in this coaching world is if I tell my story and I be vulnerable with myself. So I started going out and telling my story. And I'll never forget my first client. He goes up to me and goes, Paul, I don't have cerebral palsy, but I have X, Y, and Z. And I think that you understand me. I would love to hire you. And I build momentum in there. And I started to kind of zone in on what I wanted to do. And that was helping people rewrite their stories. So often we tell ourselves these false stories that don't have to be true, that just in our mind. And we can rewire ourselves. We can rewire the way we think. And when we rewire the way we think, we can start to go after the things we truly want and desire. Because a lot of times, like with mothers, like with my mom, it was a very selfless act that she was doing for me. But there's some times where I'm sure that she needed to have some self-care for herself, right? To build up her self-esteem to help me. The same thing when you go on a plane and somebody says, put your oxygen mask on first before you help anybody else. And that's the same thing in life. We got to make sure that we're right so that we can help others or go after the things we truly want to go after.
Are you now speaking and traveling the world and telling this story?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna get back into it. Obviously with COVID, I live in California, which is a little bit of a restricted area, has kind of hindered me on that. So yeah, it was been for the last year and a half. It's been a lot of virtual speaking engagements, but yeah, I want to get back out there, and I'm setting up my own live gig in March.
Good. And we want to support you, but also I feel like you should have your own podcast. And there's several other podcasters within the Cornelia Stephanie Media Group. that would most likely love to interview you and have you on the show. You said a lot of things that are gold nuggets, a lot of things. So I'm really moved. You spoke about being vulnerable. And that's such an important key piece right there. It's so important for us to be vulnerable and to be open and to talk about what it is that we've overcome. That unique gift that you now have, that you can inspire others the way that you did in your storytelling. It's really, really important. And I love the work that you're doing, and I love the points that you brought here today. And your mom, she had someone that believed in her, and that was your dad. He was there, he was supporting her. Everyone needs someone that they can bounce things off with and support themselves whenever we're faced with such huge challenges, whatever it is. But that's why working with somebody like you is a key opportunity for anyone. That's why that guy said to you, I don't have cerebral palsy, but I believe I want to hire you and you can help me. And that's the number one thing. And then the two of you are going to be like your mom and get out of my way, and we're going to get it done. So let's tell the audience where they can look you up on your social media handles, and then we're going to, yep.
Okay. Well, the easiest way to get in touch with me, there's two ways. One is my website, acalltoaction.coach. You can book an appointment on there. I even put my cell phone on there. So if you want to just give me a call, we can book an appointment that way. That's fine too. I want to be as accessible as possible. And then two, you mentioned the podcast. I don't have a podcast right now per se. I did. It was been on hiatus, but I have a Facebook group called Rewrite Your Story, where I interview people on that platform.
Oh, okay.
And there's people from all over the world. We come together and we support each other with no judgment. I have meetup groups last Wednesday every month where we come in there and we just have a topic and we just support each other and we lift each other up and we just support and we don't have any judgment. So those are the two ways of really getting hold of me.
Good. And let's definitely stay in touch, because I want to talk to you about being featured in our World's Best app, and also connect with your community as well. So, and we'll have you on some of our other podcasting shows. The fact that you're doing the meetup groups and the Facebook community is important. So we definitely can do some networking and support each other in that way. So definitely take this clip that we're going to send you. Ashley's going to send it to you, and share it in your group and also on your social media. And it was an honor and a pleasure to have you here, Paul Forchione. I'm so glad that you are doing the work that you're doing. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Everyone, stay tuned for The Crooked Climb with Denise Stiegel and Suzanne Taylor King. See you next time on The Stories of Hope. Bye. You've been listening to the Kornelia Stephanie Show, Wake Up to Love, your call to action. Tune in each week on Transformation Talk Radio. Kornelia's joy is to engage others in practical ways, showing us how to live in the new earth in harmony with our true nature. For more information on Kornelia and her extraordinary work, or to listen to past shows, go to her website at korneliastephanie.com.